Hello, everyone. We are live. This is Chala Dinkoy, the CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert. And we are here this is our last interview before the big start time at 8 o'clock tonight, the B2B elevator pitches. So I am so thrilled to have our last guest for the day, Elise Elfman. Welcome.
Thank you, Chala. How are you today?
Oh, I'm running as fast as you are. I know you're running fast because we're both late. So tell us about who you help and what you do, Elise.
Okay. My company, Unitec, we supply uniforms and uniform solutions to large corporations and government agencies that supply uniforms to their employees. Typically, uniform programs operate out of control, cost a fortune, and drive their employees crazy. And we have a whole web-based solution that helps manage that entire process. It centralizes the control, the items they get, the quantities that they get them, and then it decentralizes the process so your actual uniform wearing employees can place their own orders. What our job is to take organizations out of the uniform business. And typically, we work with large corporations and government agencies who it's a nightmare for them to handle their program.
Wow. So have things shifted because of the recent, COVID?
Absolutely. Things really got very quiet for the last couple of months, about mid-March. And about 2 weeks ago, when everything opened up again, it was as if those 3 months didn't exist and everybody's back to ordering their uniforms and or accepting them now as well. So, and we also pivoted a little bit. We began to make masks. So we supply masks as well.
That's great. Are they in demand? Or have people just gotten their supplier of choice and it's done?
Previously they were really hard to get, and so we had a lot of demand at the beginning. Right now, the demand has slowed down, but I think a lot of organizations aren't entirely sure how they're going to implement in their organization, or they bought their first round and there's new versions coming out. And I think within the next couple months, there will be more people buying them again as well.
That's great. Wow. And we're so excited to have you join the boot camp tonight. And for the next 9 days, we're going to be with you half an hour every night. Don't forget. And so what kind of content around your messaging and your pitch would most help you?
I think probably what would help the most is really talking about how we're going to be able to help through COVID.
Yeah.
I think organizations just are not ready to make changes yet, or to look at other opportunities. People are running in place.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny because the gentleman that I just had just before you, he was talking about what do we do to pivot, during COVID, especially in our messaging, because, your pitch needs to be dynamic. It can't always stay the same. I mean, I'm sure yours hasn't for 20, 30 years, right? So right. Because you have to pivot, because the market pivots, and because it's a form of communication. So the humans are dynamic. So your pitch to them can't be the same. So that is great. And tell us about a really expensive problem that you solved, because you mentioned quite a few expensive problems you solved, but what's the hairiest one that you've solved that you can remember?
The hairiest problem that we've solved is pretty much organizations spend so much money on uniforms because no one is controlling it. When people want uniforms, they just go ahead and buy them, or they have inventory and they don't go into their warehouse to get them. They just continue to order them. So they spend so much more money than they really should. And it's a nightmare because it's not like buying a pad of paper. You can go white with lines or yellow with lines. It is actually buying something that's personal for everybody. So, and it's the image of your company. So you want to make sure that they're happy as well. And because we allow them to place their own orders, you're empowering your employees to be able to place their own orders, but it's totally controlled, and the administrators are totally hands-off.
Oh, that is great. I mean, especially now, everything being, online, I predict you'll probably see some sort of uptick in online orders. I mean, but you're saying that your system was already online. How wonderful is that?
Absolutely. But it's different than Amazon. Like on Amazon, you can go in and buy any item you want. Here it is specifically controlled. So there's different safety reasons why organizations have to wear clothing, high-vis clothing, flame-resistant clothing, specific colors that they have to match. So it's all controlled. They can only get those items they're allowed to get in the quantities that they're allowed to get them.
And the company pre-selects them, right?
Correct. It's all set up in advance with the correct embroidery, screen printing, logos, whatever needs to go on them, striping.
That is great. That's great. And is differentiation a big issue in your market? Is there a lot of people doing what you're doing?
Actually, there's really no one else that does what we do. They supply uniforms to organizations, and it is the organization's responsibility. It is their headache to have the right items for the right people and placing orders for their own staff, or they work internally, have order forms sent out, and then they've got to have their own spreadsheets or their own order forms, and then send emails to their vendors, and then the vendors just ship it to them in bulk, and they have to sort through it. Here, they're bagged by individual employees, and they can ship to their home, they can ship to their work location, they can ship to a warehouse, and they take the whole package and just hand it out to each employee. So it's total peace of mind.
That, first of all, that sounds amazing. Second of all, I think you need to be saying that in your elevator pitch. I mean, like up front, you need to be saying, we are the only customized to person, orderable by person, delivered to the person, removes the headache for the company, uniform company. Like that, because that, and if you are the only person, if you're sure that you're the only person, I think that's your door opener right there. But stay tuned. There's 9 more days. Who knows what else you'll learn? I'm so glad. Now, how can people reach you, Elise?
So they can contact us at www.uniformsbyunitec.com, and they can learn all about us. There's a form in there that they can fill out if they want, and we can reach out to learn more about their uniform program and help them at that point to decide if it's the right solution for them.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being my last guest before the big launch at 8 o'clock tonight Eastern. I can't wait to see you all there, and thank you so much, Elise.
Thank you so much, Shala. You are amazing. You absolutely are. And I really appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody else who's on here as well does.
You are too. Thanks. Take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.